Hello, beautiful Pisces. Welcome to your reading. If you're new here, I am Divine Light, and we're going to jump right into your reading. This is going to be for next 4 weeks. Material stuff, money, success, career, what is coming your way, what's blocking those blessings. And if you're new here and haven't subscribed already, go ahead, hit the like button and subscribe. It's a free way to be here. Then you can hit the bell so you never miss a video. We have here Dragonfly and the Star. I like both of them already because Dragonfly tells me that there's like you want something to happen, but maybe you don't feel confident about it, and it's coming to you as a reminder. Have confidence during this time of great joy, renewal, and connection to spirit. So we have a full moon coming up, so it can actually bring some memories or bring some things from the past to you, and it's time to maybe release those things that are holding you back and celebrate them while you're letting them go, because this is going to bring more joy. I feel some of you might be even feeling like not good enough because of the things that you desire to have in your life. Maybe you think that it's too much for you, or you need to work really hard. But when you're aligning with the energy, it becomes really easy to get those things, okay? And it seems like this is suggesting that have confidence. You're worthy. You can have whatever you want, and also celebrate with joy, okay? Before it shows up, you can celebrate it. Star tells us here, hard times are over. Look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. This is all about mind control, guys. This timeline for you, especially next 4 weeks, is about focusing on the positive stuff. We have the Sun here. Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead, it says. So yes, you need to be open in order to receive it, because if your receiving container is so small, you can only get that much, okay? This means that, like, I don't know if you've ever seen, I saw this in a seminar once, and this guy actually brings like a cup, jar, and a big bucket, and then he has like a bunch of money there, and he shows the audience, like, we all have a container, we all have a limit, an upper ceiling, a glass ceiling, the amount of the money and abundance that we can receive. So if you have a cup of that, your abundance, the money is unlimited, but your cup is only going to fit that much, okay? So it is about maybe asking the questions, how can I receive more of the prosperity, okay? Of the universe, the blessings. We have Thorns here. Weathering the challenges ahead will bring in a new positive future. And I feel like for some of you, the challenge is not really dealing with problems or obstacles. It's about the internal challenge, like the growth, expecting the growth. And also maybe if your mind blocks you and tells you, oh, it's impossible for you, just, really dealing with your own mind here, okay? That's the obstacle. That's the thorns that you're going through. And it says here, positive, a new and positive future awaiting. But if you need to really focus on the joy and renewal. And it says connection here. And, money is a tool of human beings, guys, that on this planet, so connection might be also necessary. I see there are 3 pathways opening here, okay? One of them has a very happy, joyful occasion here, especially within the first week. If you're getting invited somewhere, or you feel like you want to go a certain place, and this place doesn't have to be like packing your bags and just moving somewhere. It doesn't have to be that massive. This is a long drive, kind of seems like it. But it can be even going to your favorite donut shop and picking up a donut, and maybe it will inspire you about a new charm bracelet. It can inspire you about making your own donuts. It can be anything, or even maybe just establishing something that you're going to inspire from that, okay? So I see here there's 3 pathways opening. I told you one of them is like a short path, like a long pathway, but it's about like travel, okay, movement, maybe even like taking a long walk, which this morning I actually have taken a long walk, and that was really relaxed. Like, even though I got tired during that journey, it just relaxed my body too. And I see here there's a second pathway opening. We have a woman here with a long, like a holding up wig here. Their face kind of looks like a little bit a mouse to me. Mouse can be someone who is cheating, stealing things, hiding things away from you. The second road here, maybe second issue you need to deal with is, okay, finding your bliss, and then dealing with someone maybe who steals your joy. This person doesn't have to be someone stealing material stuff from you. Maybe this person is someone who's raining on your parade all the time. Their hair being held up, meaning this might be someone maybe who's really concerned about the appearances, rather than just doing the work. And that's why maybe you are actually like feeling frustrated, because some people, I recently heard somewhere, this girl says doing the same thing for a long time doesn't mean that you're an expert of it. It means that you're just doing the same mediocre thing for over a long period of time. So this can be the situation here. This person only cares about the appearance of the things. Exactly. Let's go with a donut example. Maybe this is a person selling donuts to you and you're buying, but tastes like really terrible, but looking very fancy schmancy when you look from the outside. Maybe she's decorating with pearls and all that stuff. The thing is, if you're eating a donut, even though you don't enjoy the taste, doesn't matter how good it looks, it's going to make you sick, okay? So I feel like here, this can be someone that you're younger. I see there's a queen appearing here, and the queen is sitting on a very big Fabergé egg, which is a very valuable possession. So maybe this path, the second pathway, is going to actually take you out of a place of maybe this person's only paying attention to what eyes can see, to a deeper meaning, okay? Yes, Fabergé eggs. I said this is a Fabergé egg, but this can be also a golden goose egg, okay? It's gonna actually hatch a goose that's gonna give you golden eggs for a lifetime. But the thing is, it's about like jumping out of the princess mentality and jumping inside of the queen mentality. I know this is like female references, but I'm gonna go with it because these are all creative ideas I'm talking about. So instead of maybe small scale temporary ideas, you need to come up with long-term and established and stable things, okay? You have both of them within you, but you need to just change the vision here a little bit. So the third road here, I initially saw a magic wand, but when I get closer, I see here a beast. You can see the beast with a tall top hat as well, and he's wearing a suit. If you know the movie or the story, it's not a movie actually, it was started as a fable, Beauty and the Beast. I recently also heard that's actually a stereotype that has been forced to your creative ideas, the feminine energy, that you need to take the worst of the worst, the worst quality of the worst. Okay, you need to take and tame the beast, but you don't have to do that. You can start anew. You can start with something gentle, and if this is, for example, think of it in a sense of maybe you're a teacher and you're dealing with the hardest children. You're taking the hardest challenge on yourself because you're thinking that that's going to actually prove that I'm a good teacher. The truth is, you can take an average student and you can be really training them well, or you can take a smart student which is lazy. You can be training them well, and that will be also a sign that you're a good teacher as well, because sometimes it becomes really hard to actually deal with the smarter children too, because they are also stubborn as well. Okay, so it's not about just putting yourself through the grind here, the third pathway, because it seems like you're choosing something good. You're choosing something good for yourself, and then you're hitting like a negative pathway, and then you're choosing something better, and then you're putting yourself through the grind again. So there's a different choice needs to be made, which I can see here, the angel wings. I mean, I don't know if you can see them, like they're here opening up. This is actually your angels are also inviting you to do, okay? If you don't believe in angels and spirits and guides, this can be also, you can call it universe. You can call it the nature. Okay, the nature. Your nature is actually, the nature is supporting you to do what is actually good for you. Okay, you can see there's a weird shape forming here. We kind of see a little bit like an almond shape or a lemon. Something is divided in half. This kind of reminds me of an eye as well. Like something is crossing and trying to cover the eye. So and there's also, we see here an eagle actually like over the eye here. Eagle means that you're flying really high, guys. This time, like in your comfort zone, even though you're in your comfort zone, you're starting to do things very differently, especially within the first week, okay? This can be like the differentiating between your gut feeling and your fears, because they might feel the same, but they're totally different. And the fears usually wants to keep us in our comfort zone. For example, when maybe you have a certain recipe, let's say I started with the example of the cooking, so I'm going to go with that. But you're afraid to share it with people, meaning like sharing a simple cookie bake, making one and sharing with people. Okay, maybe you're afraid to show it, and the ego is basically coming to give you the confidence here. Okay, and it seems like maybe that's what it is. Like you're making a cake and then dividing it into pieces, and this is your confidence. It's like acting as if, even if you don't have it, even if you're not the eagle Pisces, you are the fish, you're acting like the eagle right now. Okay, you're embodying the energy of it and being outspoken, okay, and expressing yourself, also sharing your like unique talents. Okay, that's how this first week is gonna start. And if that's something that you don't usually do, like you're not really sharing your talents, maybe you are in search of like an extra income or maybe help, it's about picking up the phone and calling the people. Okay, dividing your load into maybe multiple pieces, maybe not just doing everything all at once, but calling up and maybe sending out mails and just getting in touch with the right authorities who can maybe even help you with that. Okay, this can be like if you're looking for an extra income, like maybe there are sources that can give it to you. Maybe you're retired, you need some support. Maybe there are other institutions that can be helpful to you. Okay, but if you don't go out there, there's a term that I heard years ago when I used to live in New York: a closed mouth doesn't get fed. Okay, that's something, I don't know if it's a common thing, but I feel like you're here opening your mouth and then this angel actually answers. Another thing here, under the angel, I see a lady right there. This can be someone, and she's sitting on top of a big fish right there. Maybe this is a person who's in need of your help too. It seems like fish can symbolize the money that they have, the wealth and that material stuff that they have, and you might have a good exchange of energy here when you speak up. Okay, the second week might be the time that you're going to have maybe an interview with this person, or really sit down across from each other and have a conversation, and that is going to seal maybe your deal here, that you're going to start working together with this person. Okay, there's an angel wings above her, so I feel like this can be someone who has this angelic vibe, or maybe like, oh, angels came out of nowhere type of relationship maybe you're going to form with this person. But either way, it seems like this is going to be something that actually going to help you. Okay, the third week, let's get to it. The second week, then I see there's a person, like maybe a building appearing in front of you. Some of you might need to go to a building to maybe like seal the deal. That can be something significant, but the building is a little warped, so make sure you don't get lost inside of the buildings and stuff. And then the third week, I see here there's a crowd appearing and somebody's actually controlling the crowd here. Maybe a conductor, if you're planning to go to like an opera, or like maybe visit something that has been managed by a person, maybe a party. It can be a party too, like a social environment, but it seems like some of kind of like a fun activity showing for some of you. Maybe you're going to go explore that, and there's a pathway opening towards that one here. That's why I said like there's the inspirations are everywhere, or the ideas are everywhere, and it's about you really like being in tune and catching those ideas. Okay, and also like allowing that inner child to also speak. Okay, it's just speak to you, because she or he can only speak to you. The third week, towards the end of the third week, the pathway is opening here, and there's a crown actually showing, the throne actually showing up, and you're sitting on the throne right there and wearing a crown. The crown of ideas. This can be like a crown of ideas. Maybe some of you are actually like, start to use those ideas for some authoritative position. Maybe you're going to have the control of like financials of the family. It can be like you becoming the authority here. And following that, I see there's a person coming in with a baby in their hand, maybe a baby boy, and they're coming to you and bowing down. This is like a very, actually like it's not a straightforward I feel like interpretation here. This can be someone who has an action plan, but they're having a hard time to take that action and coming to you for approval, or maybe they want some help from you. They have a Buddha over their head, but the Buddha kind of looks angry. So this can be a person who has done like the wrong things in the past. I don't think they done wrong things to you. That's why I feel like you need to be careful with this person's actions and maybe cautious while you're helping them. But it seems like there's like legal papers showing up. Maybe you can also give them some restrictions, ask them for maybe like sign a contract, or maybe like agree with certain things before you maybe make a deal with them. Okay. Let's see what's happening inside your saucer. If you have a specific question, a desire, an intention, hold it in your mind and let's see what the answer is going to be for that one. I see a massive blessing here, and there's a horizon, a new horizon coming forward. But this is something coming really fast, guys. I thought it's going to be slow, but it's a fast process basically. But new horizon is very important here, is that you are focused on the newness. I said like a new and positive future, renewal, and opening your heart is going to be important, seeing the sunshine. And I see a woman here actually nurturing a baby. This can even be a woman, she is the part, or maybe not the part, but she doesn't hold the baby anymore. She might get to control of the baby again. It can be in a family maybe, like someone maybe don't have the control of the financials. They're gonna actually get it back again, and that's why she's sitting on this big chunk of money. Sometimes maybe you find a way to take control of the material stuff. Maybe that's what's happening. I see a masculine figure above you, maybe like just sprinkling some fairy dust. It can be seeming like someone actually has a little bit like a dark aura, let's say. It's not like about, I don't think they have bad intentions, but this person might be someone a little bit harsh with their words, but they're sprinkling some fairy dust. And I don't know if you know what the fairy dust, it can help you fly, guys. Okay, it can help you fly to really high points, so like, or help you go to the neverland of things that you don't feel like it exists can become existent to you. So it's maybe allow an authority, maybe a masculine figure, to come in to sprinkle their ideas and authority. That's going to be helpful. Okay, let's dive into your tarot now. If you have a specific desire, hold it in your mind. We have 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, and High Priestess showing up here. 4 of Pentacles can be a representative of you're holding on to certain things too much, okay? Let's give some examples. Holding on, maybe, okay, I'm going to only receive money from this source. This is the only thing can help me with making money. This is the only way that I can actually work. This person is the only one who can help me out. So if that's the case, you need to just let it go a little bit, okay? You need to relax on that. Because no, they're not. No, that's not the only way. There are many, many other ways, but you need to follow that intuitive guidance, which a High Priestess is actually your sign, guys. It's your it's Pisces energy. It's knowledgeable energy. It's innate knowing energy. It's knowing that there are many, many solutions to all kinds of problems energy. So you need to follow that. 8 of Wands is many different opportunities available to you. So instead of just holding on to what you have, to your pearls, clutching your pearls. I actually saw a man react that way, like, oh, to like an event the other day. So instead of just holding on to too much, just relax a little bit, and that will allow you to see other options available to you. 7 of Wands tells me that there are options available to you. Maybe in the past you had to defend what you were doing so much. That's why you don't want to really like look for other things. You want to stay in the comfort zone. 7 of Wands also tells me when you get outside your comfort zone, you're also going to get some, maybe even oppositions. This doesn't mean that you're on a lower ground that can attack you. You can see he's on a higher ground. The sticks are under him. So it's about just drawing the boundary. And this time I feel you have the power to say no to the things you don't want to. It can be about like a discussion of, for example, let's maybe a contract. And you're feeling like, I cannot say no to this. I have to accept everything. Maybe you don't have to accept everything, okay? You're on the higher ground. Maybe you have the money, you have the resources, you have the knowledge, expertise, you have the experience, okay? So maybe this time around it's a different timeline, and you have an you have an upper hand here. That's why you don't have to hold yourself back, or you don't have to limit yourself, put yourself in a box that limits your other options, okay? We have 9 of Pentacles here. It seems like the seeds that you're planting are growing in an amazing way. 9 of Pentacles is someone who's very careful, planned. You see the field that he has behind here with the tree is actually like organized very well, like lined up. Everything is organized. So this is actually suggesting you that you know your P's and Q's. You know you should be very careful with how you're preparing yourself for the future, because that preparation is going to pay off immensely. Because Knight of Pentacles is also someone who is onto something. Okay, he has plans and he's going forward, and those plans are going to pay off immensely. The Hierophant is authority. This can be like a governmental authority, maybe like an authority figure in your life. Either way, it seems like you might become the authority, you might be the decision maker, and your decisions are going to be respected and obeyed. And then you can be strict with the rules. You don't have to just be too flexible. It's okay when you get to that level. And this can also indicate that maybe an authority will be there and supporting you when you have everything organized, when you're doing, like, you have a vision and following that, okay? Four of Pentacles comes with the Six of Pentacles. I feel like here maybe some of you in the past were actually really giving towards others, and that could have been maybe hurtful now. And now that's why you're holding back things. Another thing here is when you relax into the moment, if you have a desire, need, something that needs to be fulfilled, it can be also magically fulfilled. Like the divine will intervene and help you with that. We have the Seven of Wands and Eight of Swords. It seems like some of you are breaking free from the bonds, and that might not be really accepted as, okay, you're free to go now, you can do whatever you want. That's why you're getting some opposition, and well, you need to deal with it. That's the Seven of Wands energy is. And no is a complete sentence. You don't have to add another explanation to it, but some of you might need to really become an expert on that, learn better how to say no better, how to draw boundaries better, because you might have been trapped into certain situations that you didn't want to in the past. And it seems like here, this is a new thing that you're saying no to as a new thing, or maybe saying yes to as a new thing. A friend of mine, she's a Pisces, and she has a small store, like a little store, and she had this lady working with her, and she told me last week, actually, this lady, she like every once in a month, she says, I don't want to work here anymore. I want to go. I'm going to quit. And she told me that she keeps begging her to stay. And I said, you know what, maybe she wants to go. Why are you holding on to her too much? Like, you can't find anyone because she's paying good money, insurance, all that stuff. And what she did was, after we had the conversation, she told the lady, okay, if you want to really go, I don't want to hold you back. Like, maybe you have other life plans and you can go. And this lady turns around and complains to her mother and says, oh, your daughter let me go so easily. Guess what? Maybe someone is bluffing. And in order for you to understand that bluffing, you need to just, explore a little bit, learn a little bit more about human psychology, or about money, or about opportunities or jobs, and like other things. Like, you need to expand that knowledge. It can be life knowledge, it can be practical knowledge, it can be book knowledge, whatever it is. You need to maybe research, look into it a little bit further, because you might be thinking you're tied down with something, but there might be an attack that you're under. She was under attack because that lady, she wanted to full control of the store, but she was the only one working there. So that's the thing. Maybe you need to recognize this kind of bluffs in order to recognize that you need some practical knowledge. Knight of Pentacles comes with the Ten of Pentacles. If you have a plan, it's going to work out, and it's going to work out for the long term. Ten of Pentacles is long-term stability, financial security, creating a legacy. It's going to be lasting for a long term, okay? Hierophant comes with the Seven of Cups. The authority will be involved. I feel like when you start growing, the authority will be involved, or you're going to want the authority to come into your space to help you. But then you might have a little bit confusion to where to start, which one to grow, what to actually focus on. The Queen of Pentacles tells me you need to focus on whatever is available to you at this time, okay? And your resources, whatever the thing that you have resources for. For example, maybe you want to buy a house, but you also want to launch a business, but you don't have the money for the house, but you have some things, your even like knowledge to launch the business, and the authority is there to support you, and you need to choose whichever one you have the resources available first, okay? And that will actually be a victorious moment. That is going to end the challenges, because Six of Wands is coming back from the war in a victorious fashion, basically being celebrated, okay? And also supported too. The support will be full in that case. Let's see what we have here. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know if my intuition, because it's not something... some people are really crisp about the intuition, gut feeling, and intentions of the people. I'm not 100% crisp about that, because I want to give the benefit of doubt. But mostly, you feel it, guys. You feel it, okay? And my friend was feeling it because she didn't want to accept it. But that was it. That was it. That she, the other lady, she wanted control over her. And that's not how you can run a business, okay? Let's see what we have as an oracle. Pink, let love in and let the ones that love you in. And also, this is about Seven of Wands. Maybe, like I said here, Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to certain things so deeply. 4-4, yes. That is not really allowing the new opportunities to come in. Another thing, we have apricot, rejoice and laugh for this next 4 weeks especially, okay? This is not for a lifetime. If you can practice daily, rejoice, laugh, and excitement, even for 3-4 minutes a day. Watch a little comedy special, like Who I Like, Who Do I Watch? Cat Williams always makes me laugh. There's another guy, I forgot his name. Anyway, so you can watch someone who really makes you laugh, okay? Entertainer or a comedy movie. That'll be good that's good enough for the laugh and rejoice. We have lemon here. You have the best colors, by the way. You can wear if you have your closet, you can wear them. Access innovative thinking. This is about, I feel like, 8 of Pentacles here. So if it is new technology you need, or innovative thinking that you need, or information that you need to tap into that. This is affirming and attracting abundance, coming with a gold. You can wear gold colors. You can wear gold jewelry if you have some. It doesn't have to be super expensive. It can be like the 14 carats, 8 carats. Those are also very powerful. You can attract some abundance into your life, okay? Let's pull your sigil now. You can take a screenshot of the sigil, and you can also maybe draw it somewhere to remind you. Insight opens the third eye to strengthen intuition. If you're having a hard time to see the true intentions of certain things, or the guidance coming from towards your heart desire, you can use this little sigil, okay? It will be helpful. All right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, I'm going to add some more videos right here for you to enjoy. I wish you all a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.